To be told that I had to pick between building muscle and gaining my endurance or building my endurance. And once I figured out that I don't have to pick one or the other, shit changed for me and it was fucking amazing. And right now in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it, the different things that I do to do it. And by the end of the video, you're going to actually have some practical things that you can implement yourself on a daily basis or a weekly basis so you can build both muscle and your endurance. There's a real fear that I've struggled with myself and that people in general struggle with and talk about all the time. And it's once they start building muscle, you know, going to the gym, whether it's bodybuilding training, strength training, whatever it may be, they start building muscle. And we want to start running. I wanted to start running. Maybe you want to start running too, but you're scared and you're nervous because you think that if you start running too much or doing too much Stairmaster, that it's going to affect your muscle gains. And that fear comes from a real place, all right? In some ways, this is true. Because if you're not programming yourself right, if you're not programming your workout routine correctly, if you are not adding in as many days, if you're not training the right way, then yes, your muscle, your weight, your size will dwindle a little bit. Vice versa with running as well. But if you train correctly, if you add kind of the equal amount of days that you lift plus run, then the effects are really small or not even, or you might not even have any effects at all. Realistically, you can and still will build the same amount of muscle that you want to and be able to build the endurance. Are you going to be huge and massive like big ass bodybuilders? Probably not. But if you've ever followed people like Nick Bare, if you've ever followed people like Cameron Hanes or Cameron Hanes' son, even David Goggins, these motherfuckers are big. These dudes got some size on them. These dudes have the ability to still grow muscle and build their endurance. So here's 3 things that might be screwing up one or the other, whether it's building your muscle or building your endurance. 1 is you might be doing too much cardio and too much weight training back to back with no recovery time in between. All right, if you've never done it before, if you've never trained at high intensity and you start pushing yourself hard on your cardio and on your weight training, and you're not allowing your body to rebuild its muscles, to rebuild itself, then you're not going to be able to recover. You're not going to be able to build the muscle that you want or run the way that you want. All right. Number 2, you might be doing too much cardio, and that is a thing, especially in the beginning. As you train more and more, then you could actually do a shitload of cardio and a shitload of weight training and be fine. But if you're in the beginning stages, if you're just starting off and you go out there and you've never really run before and you run 5 miles, 10 miles, and then expect to do a fucking heavy ass or intense ass weight training, then your body is going to struggle. I promise you. All right. And number three is kind of the both of them in between, but you're probably just not allowing yourself to recover. You might not be doing too much cardio and you might not be doing too much weight training, but if there's no recovery time in between your training cycles, then you're not going to build the way you want to. All right. Recovery, sleep, rest, like just general rest away from your training and running. The nutrition that you feed your body and the supplements, give or take, can have a major effect on how you feel. Now, check this out. Here's a way that you can actually structure it. All right. Now, you can split it up a couple different ways. There's not one specific way to do it. All right. There is not a one size fits all for every situation because, again, everybody is different. But here is a general kind of way you can do it. All right. And you know what? Let me tell you exactly how I'm doing it. I'm doing kettlebells because I wrote this down, but also there's something that just came to my mind. And what I'm doing right now is kettlebell workouts and running. So right now, I just ran a 2-mile run. Today is Thursday. I am also going to come back and I'm going to just do some light jogging with my wife. I'm going to do some jogging. We're going to play some soccer and we're going to do some kettlebell workouts. We're probably going to do a kettlebell complex of a total of like 6 different workouts, give or take about 3 to 4 sets each one. It's not a lot of heavy weight, but it's just enough to keep the muscles going, build that lactic acid. Let's break down some muscle fibers so that they can rebuild themselves. Now, this is one day. In one day, I'm doing both. There are other days like tomorrow. Tomorrow, I might run. If I want to do like a 5 or 6 mile run, I am not about to lift heavy. All right, I am going to lift the lightest kettlebell I have, and I am going to just do it for repetitions, give or take about 3 sets of workout, about 7 reps per workout, a total of, let's say, maybe 6 to like 9 sets. The way to structure it is 2 or 3 days of some heavier weight, higher intensity lifting workouts. On those days, run a little bit lighter. You don't have to push yourself too much. Now, on the other days where you run a fucking run, you want to get out there and bust them miles in, then what you got to do is do lighter weight. Focus on maybe more stretching that day. Do some mobility work, do some yoga, add that in there too. Lighter weight. It doesn't have to be anything intense. All right. You want to make sure, again, I said this in the last little part, in the last little section, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the ability and the room to recover from your running and your lifting. The last thing you got to keep in mind when you're looking to do all of this, right? When you're looking to figure out how to structure a workout plan, a training plan that allows you to lift heavy, that allows you to run far, that allows you to run fast, that allows you to be mobile, agile, and flexible at the same time. The last thing that you're going to need to keep in mind for your training workout to be a capable human being that could do all these things is you're going to need to focus on your recovery. All right, please focus on your recovery, okay? You're going to need to get your sleep in. You're going to need to get your food in, and you're going to need to get sleep, food, and you're going to need to get your training days right. Okay, there's a lot of other things you got to think about, but right now I'm only going to talk about those 3. Now, get your sleep in. If you're someone who sleeps 8 hours or needs that, sleep your 8 hours. If you're somebody who sleeps a little bit less, like myself, I sleep anywhere between 5 and 6 hours and I'm good. All right, that's enough for me. But I have to get my fucking sleep in. Okay, so I make sure I prioritize that, and you do too. You need to as well. Next thing is food. All right, you need to make sure you're eating enough food. Okay, don't eat too little. I get it. We all trying to cut. We all trying to lose weight. But at the end of the day, you have to eat, man. You got to eat the right shit though. Make sure you get enough protein in. Make sure you get your carbs in and your fats in. Try to minimize the sugars, especially the bad sugars. Okay, there's good sugar. We need glucose. I actually make sure I add sugar in there. I make sure I eat a lot of fruit. I make sure I love fucking juice. Costco has this thing called Pressed brand juice. It's beets and orange juice pressed into a freaking bottle. Delicious. All right, so make sure you get your food in right. Last thing is make sure you train right. On the days where you're training hard, on the days where you have your max workouts, whether you're doing high intensity sprints, high mileage runs, or you're busting weight and you're pushing that shit heavy, then you need to make sure your easy days are easier, man. There is a such thing as it. All right, again, don't forget, I'm not training for no big competition. I'm not training to compete against nobody. So I don't have to worry about that shit. I don't have to worry about being the fastest or the strongest. I don't care. But I do care about being a capable human being who can be capable of doing whatever the fuck I want to whatever age I choose. So to be able to do that shit, you need to train your days right. Okay? If it's an easy day, make it an easy day. That doesn't mean slack off and stop pushing. That just means maybe you do an active recovery. Maybe instead of running, you're walking. Maybe instead of doing super high repetitions and sets, you're doing a little bit less. You're prioritizing, maybe you're stretching. Maybe you're prioritizing some yoga stuff, some yoga movements in there. Maybe you're prioritizing your breath. Maybe you're just going for a walk. Whatever it is, prioritize your rest days, your easier days, all right? So to summarize, how do you do this? How do you structure it? If you're already lifting, if you already lift heavy, then start adding some running days in there. Okay, if you already run, whether you're sprinting, you're doing intense sprinting workouts, or you're doing like endurance training, long miles, long days, start adding some fucking lifting in there. And if you're already doing both of them, or as you start to do both of them, then you need to make sure you add in there your recovery days, your stretching, your easier days, your walks, your jogs. It's not about being lazy or stopping completely. You just add in there an easier day. And yeah, that's the recap for you. So in the next video, we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about mobility stuff. We're going to talk about why it's needed. We're going to talk about why people don't do this shit. We're going to talk about why it's needed, why people don't do it. And just, I'm going to give you a couple things you can do. All right, give you a few examples, give you a few mobility exercises that you can add to your training as well. I know this might feel like a lot, but it's really not. You have your whole life to do this. You have your whole life to learn. Take your time, be patient. Work your ass off. This ain't no fucking quick pill. I am never gonna represent that. I'm never gonna push that. This shit isn't fast. It's not done fast. It's not supposed to be. It takes time, patience, but also being proactive, doing it. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Let's talk about some mobility shit. And hope you have a great ass day. Hope you get out there and train. Like, subscribe if you like this, if you found it helpful. And share it with somebody. So yeah, hope you have a great day. Let's fucking get after this shit.